Good morning, I'm Bailey Martin here with meteorologist Mary Ellen Pan with a check on the Storm Team forecast. A little wet out there this morning,
Well,
Mary Ellen.
it's actually, we have had a few showers, but there are plenty of dry hours. It's more the afternoon and the evening that we need to be prepared for some wet weather. So let's take a look through our Gettysburg sky cam, and we do have dry pavement here. It's been dry for most of the night. We had some showers last evening, a couple showers overnight, but not everybody's seeing that activity. And as we take a look at Storm Team Live radar network right now, it is wet across portions of Lebanon County, even into York County as a few showers continue to move off to the east. It is dry though west of the river right now. However, we do have a persistent easterly wind and some more moisture that will be moving in. Temperatures right now are in the low 50s across the area. Here's a look at those winds that will be out of the east southeast for much of the day, 5 to 10 miles per hour right now, but increasing 10 to 20 as we head through the day. So while there'll be more dry hours up until about noontime, once we get beyond noontime, we'll see that rain moving in from northwest to southeast across the area. That's going to be the best chance of needing that umbrella or the rain gear as you make your way out and about across the area. Coming up, I'll talk about how much rain we could see, and I'll show you with Predictor hour by hour the rain coming in and exiting in the latest on the second half of the weekend.
Thanks, Mary Ellen. A former substitute teacher was arrested and charged with having and making child sex abuse material. Substitute Teacher Service, which employed Alexis Zane, also known as AK Zane, says it ended Zane's employment in March after learning about the investigation. West Earl Township Police in Lancaster County say they heard from the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children about a user on the messaging app Kik uploading a video of a man and an underage girl having sex. Officers say they traced the account back to Zane's New Holland home. Court documents say officers seized 4 of Zane's devices and found more than a dozen videos and pictures of naked children. Substitute Teacher Service says Zane only worked out of the Eastern Lancaster County School District while employed at STS. That district superintendent says the district will let parents know and caregivers know how they can help police with the investigation. News 8 asked which schools Zane substituted in and when, but was told Substitute Teacher Service would have to confirm that. Separately, court documents show Zane was admitted to the Lancaster Behavioral Health Hospital, where Lancaster police say Zane is also charged with aggravated assault after pushing a staffer. New this morning, a judge sentenced a former Lancaster County doctor to up to 9 years in prison for sending inappropriate messages to a 13-year-old girl. The Lancaster County District Attorney's Office says Frank Liu used to work at Lancaster General Hospital. The DA says Liu pled guilty to 8 counts of having child sex abuse material and soliciting minors online. She says he sent the girl nude pictures of other girls and asked if she would meet him. 2 Lebanon County parents are charged in connection with the death of their 6-day-old infant and the maltreatment of a toddler. The Lebanon County District Attorney says Martin and Connie Daimler say they did not get prenatal, birthing, or medical care for their child after birth because of their religious beliefs, even though the infant was showing signs of medical issues and having difficulty breathing. The DA says an autopsy showed if the child had received minimal medical intervention, he would still be alive. The parents are charged with endangering the welfare of children. State police say they learned the couple had another child who was older, who was in critical need of medical care. And troopers say that child was placed in the custody of Lebanon County Children and Youth Services. Police in part of York County say they're increasing patrols after a fight between nearly a dozen kids. Newberry Township Police say this happened at the Valley Green Townhome basketball courts on North Conley Lane. Officers say they are going to start being more assertive in the way they enforce disorderly conduct. They also say they're working with leaders at the Valley Green to try and stop fights from happening again. A York County teen convicted of shooting and killing his 12-year-old friend is asking for a new trial. Nolan Grove, now 16 years old, was convicted of third-degree murder last August in the killing of his friend 12-year-old Kane Highland in Red Lion in 2023. Grove's attorney says he's asking the state's Superior Court for a new trial because he says the judge in the case was wrong when she told the jury if they found Grove intentionally pointed the gun at Kane without knowing whether it was loaded, they could find Grove acted with malice. Grove's attorney says Grove believed the gun was not loaded. Grove was sentenced to 16 to 32 years in prison. New this morning, State Senator Doug Mastriano says he's set to introduce a bill to end property taxes for long-term elderly homeowners. The Republican who represents Adams and Franklin counties says the bill would help keep surviving spouses in their homes. The bill would exempt homeowners over the age of 75 from school, county, and municipal property taxes as long as they've lived in the home for at least 10 years. A new air quality report from the American Lung Association gave several Pennsylvania counties an F grade in at least one category, but one Susquehanna Valley county failed all three categories. Lancaster, Cumberland, and Lebanon counties in orange got an F grade in the State of the Air report from the American Lung Association, but Dauphin County joined Philadelphia and Allegheny counties all in red in failing all three metrics used to measure air quality in the report. They're among 20 counties in the entire nation that failed all three categories, which include high ozone days as well as annual and daily particle pollution counts.
That really concerns me because it negatively affects people's health and the health of everyone that lives here.
One environmental expert with Penn Future says the report looked at air quality between 2022 and the end of 2024, which could mean that Canadian wildfire smoke that blanketed the region could have had an impact on those study results. But he also noted the Susquehanna Valley has a lot of car and truck travel, which can also degrade air quality. Students at Ben Franklin Elementary in Harrisburg making their community a little greener. They celebrated Arbor Day yesterday by planting a tree outside of the school. School and city staff say it's to help educate kids about the importance of conservation in trees.
Super important. They're a little overlooked in city infrastructure, but they are a part. They provide us with a lot of ecological benefits, provide us shade, reduction in stormwater, just beautify the communities.
Last year, the district planted a tree at Melrose Elementary School and says it plans to plant a new tree every Arbor Day. The Seven Valleys Bridge in York County is set to close for repairs after it was hit by yet another truck. The county says the bridge gets hit quite frequently and took damage from a hit back in March. A detour will be in place for a week starting on Monday, and county commissioners say the repairs are expected to cost around $74,000.
The scope of the work will include the stripping of the existing paint and then the heat straightening of the outer garter of the bridge, and then repainting, and then the replacement of the damaged signage that was damaged during the strike.
A new warning system has also been ordered and is expected to be installed in the late summer or early fall.